cast on abilities got completely nerfed, so much that they're essentially dead. Everything cast on critical, cast on shock, cast on frost, everything of that is just nerfed. And sadly, my build that I was doing was heavily dependent on that. So I'm gonna talk about here what I'm doing to fix it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. And let's get into it. So, if you guys don't know, I'm doing a build where I'm trying to be an invoker with all the elements: fire, ice, and air. It's actually going pretty well. Today I actually got my elemental expression right here, which is super good, making every one of my abilities trigger every one of the elements. And of course also I just got a very specific item here, the Painter's Servant, that makes me do every type of damage with every ability that I do. So it's actually pretty cool. It's working pretty well. But a big important part of this build was getting power charges to infuse your staff with charged staff, making it do a lot of damage and give a lot of shock and lightning. And the idea before is that if I go and put cast on shock or cast on freeze or whatever, it'll be continuously triggered because I'm gonna be doing that all the time. I'm gonna be shocking enemies, I'm gonna be freezing them, all this other stuff, right? So I can consume their bodies with Profane Ritual, giving me the possibility, of course, of collecting them as power charges. But now that's not going to be the case because all of these abilities have gone nerfed. If you get cast on freeze or cast on shock or cast on critical, any of these cast abilities, it'll take a long time to actually trigger, so much that it's actually not worth using at all. There's other abilities you can actually use instead. For example, Reaper's Invocation is an ability. While active, this invocation gives energy. When you kill an enemy with a melee attack, using the invocation once sufficient energy is gathered will consume the energy to trigger the socket spells. So you can put your Profaned Ritual and use Reaper's Invocation to cast it on everyone around you, which is actually pretty cool. Now it requires a big high level right now, so what you can just do, if you're not high level like that, you can go for Profane Ritual by yourself and just click it every time. It's fine. Elemental Invocation also works for me, for example, because I'm freezing and shocking and igniting everything. So I was, trying it out. It was not really worth it. It seems like it never got triggered. It never got enough enough stacks to actually make it worth it. But maybe eventually, once my build is more developed, it will work. I'm sure I'll let you know, of course, when that happens. And of course, you also have Bury Invocation, that whenever your shield is damaged by hits, you'll gather energy and you will be able to consume it to cast the same ability over and over again. All of these possibilities honestly seem like a very good ones for the build that I'm trying to do, and I'm sure for you guys also might end up being good for, if you're having issues like, hey, I had a cast on for something and now my build doesn't work. Reaper's Invocation, Bury Invocation, Elemental Invocation, all these things could work for your build. You have to, think about it and see how you actually want to make it. But I'm pretty sure that none of these things actually got nerfed. Maybe cast on dodge might have worked too, because I would be surprised if this actually got nerfed. I couldn't find any information about which abilities actually got nerfed in terms of cast on, but I would be surprised if cast on dodge was also nerfed. I don't actually know. You can try that too, but I think with Bury Invocation, Elemental Invocation, and Reaper's Invocation should be enough for you to try it out and see if it's if it's worth doing. I'm definitely gonna try Bury Invocation now because, well, Elemental Invocation did not work very well. But there you go. If you want to see the build that I was doing, I'm gonna continuously do, please subscribe to the channel and go check the description down below to see the video that I'm talking about and the build that you can try out yourself. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you don't support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. And if I don't see ya, good morning, good evening, and good night.